the first question is, who do you guys have? What do you have for IT support out there? Do you have any IT support? Any computer guys?
I think it's Becky.
Yeah. No, we really don't have any particular IT support. Ron was like the one that used to do IT stuff, but we really don't have an IT guy per se.
What about backups? That's always the very first thing that worries me. What are you doing for backups?
For backups, what they're doing is everything's in the cloud.
Oh, really? So who's the cloud provider? Any idea?
Honestly, I don't know. Roberto had that all set up. Like, a lot of stuff is just in Google Drive. And then for the CTEC program, it's CTEC backs up all that.
Yeah, because CTEC's a cloud app, right? But DataFlex is going to be local.
And they are, for DataFlex, what they used to have me do was take a flash drive.
Right, okay.
And put the flash drive in one of the desktops every night.
Okay, and then it would automatically, and it would automatically do it, Becky, or you would do something and...
Well, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to automatically do it.
Okay.
I mean, based on what Ron had said to do.
Okay. So, can you show us? We can see your screen.
Sure. Yeah, I shared my screen.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, what do you want to see? You let me, you kind of let me know.
I want to see DataFlex. You know, right now I'm
This is it.
Browse. Oh, it must be on the other screen. Can you move it over? Just slide it to the other screen. You must have two screens. Or share your other screen.
I don't know how to. So it won't share. No, I'm on the laptop.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna get keyboard and mouse. Can you give me keyboard and mouse?
Yeah, how do I do that?
Should have just asked you for.
It didn't ask me anything. Let me see. Did it block my pop-up? I don't see anything, and I don't.
Do you have more than one monitor?
No.
Becky, this is Tim. Can you click the DataFlex icon just to the right of the start bar? What happens there?
I clicked it. That's what I did before.
Okay.
Do you see it?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I've clicked it several times, and I can see it, but it's not showing you guys.
What if you minimize, let's see.
Yeah, minimize the browser. Can you minimize
this one? Let me minimize that, and then we'll put that up and see what happens.
Yeah, now we can see your desktop.
Can you see the DataFlex at all?
Huh.
It's a blue screen that DataFlex is on.
You might be sharing at your floor.
Pardon me?
Like sharing just that.
Oh, right.
Floor.
On your, yeah. I'm gonna. You need to. Let's see if we can change you to the desktop. You're on the web version of GoToMeeting. We need to get you on the desktop version. GoToMeeting Pro screen sharing your screen with the app. How can I get you on the... Shoot. Here, I'm going to do it. Let's do this a different way. I'm going to send you a GoToAssist link.
Okay, do you want...
Hold on just a second. I'm gonna email you. You have your email on there, or just
No.
go into a browser. Go back to that browser,
Okay.
and then go to fastsupport.com.
Will I need to do the same thing, Ben?
Because I can take the screen sharing back, and you'll see it through mine.
Oh, gotcha.
So go... Well, if it wants to come up, this computer's like really old, kind of. See if I can get the browser up. Okay. And what am I going to?
Fastsupport.com.
Okay.
Just put Becky, and then the key is 553
553
836
836
332.
332.
Yeah, go ahead and click that opener as soon as it's ready.
Yeah.
So this is a Windows 7 PC. It almost looks like Windows XP.
I believe it's XP, but I'm not positive. It's an older one that the only reason I get into it is to get into the old DataFlex if I have a question about a part or anything like that. I actually have a laptop.
So is DataFlex installed on it must not be if you have
No, that was kind of one of our questions is how, if we do go back this route, how easy is it to get it on? I mean, there's only maybe 2 or 3 computers in the building that have it.
Okay.
To be able to get it on everybody's laptop. Kind of one of our
How many laptops are there? How many PCs do you guys have?
1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's probably maybe 7 that we'd have to get it onto.
Okay.
Mhm.
Becky, what were you paying for support for that? Because that's a licensed product. Don't you have to pay per seat?
Honestly, for DataFlex, I honestly don't know. The owner's wife, who retired in December when he left, would have known that. I really don't know.
The research I did, it looks like it's a per seat price that you need to pay for that.
Yeah, I don't know how many seats they had. Go ahead and click yes there.
But Becky, when we switched over to CTEC, you said, I remember you saying you pulled the plug on DataFlex, so we might not have been paying support anymore.
Right.
Possibly. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, that could because I've not seen anything where we have had to pay for DataFlex. The only time I ever knew anything was paid when Ron, who was the only one that dealt with DataFlex, came in and did anything. We paid him then.
Right.
Otherwise, I never saw bills for anything.
Okay, that's interesting.
You were right, Ben. It's XP.
Yeah.
That's going to be problematic.
Yep.
How so?
Well, you've
Dan,
got
how is that?
Okay, well, you're not going to be getting security updates anymore. They've kind of retired the version. I mean, I'm sure Ben can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know how many, we'll have to look, but, I mean, I'm sure all of the other 7 laptops are not XP, so.
Right, the laptops are newer.
Right. Okay, so how did you start?
I know mine's a 10.
Okay.
What do you want to see? This is a part.
Yeah, how did you start it? Where's the icon that you started this from?
It's on the desktop. You want me to go back and get back in it?
Well, here, I'll minimize
from there. It's just on the desktop.
Okay.
You can open up another I mean, it doesn't matter. You can open up 5 of them if you want to.
Trying to give Tim control.
What is it that you're looking for?
My go-to-meeting session, I was trying to give Tim control.
Oh, to look into it.
Yeah, well, Tim, where do you want me to... any idea where the database is for this? It's not going through the normal data sources.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I have no idea. We probably have to start with that start DX bat file to see where this thing lives.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So it's on the X drive.
Is that a K or an X? I can't read it.
I think that's an X.
It looks like an X.
Yeah, there we go. X.
It should be right in the root drive then.
Yeah.
Start DLX.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if.
Yeah, there it is.
Things.
Bottom. Last one. Oh.
Like DF31D, huh? Here we go. Duh. $19.99. It was a good year.
Yeah, there was a lot of work in 1999 preparing for the 2000.
Yeah, I was going to say, we didn't crash in 2000. We didn't crash.
That's it.
It's interesting. There's actually data back here from 1984.
Yeah. I mean,
that's 33 years
It's
ago.
an older system. Yeah.
Okay.
Becky, what problems are you having with this?
With this one? We haven't used it for a while. It was the old system, and it gives us the productivity and reports and things that we need. It was just an older system. The previous owner decided he wanted to go with more advanced, but he went rather quickly. When he bought the company and only had it for 2 years. He went very quickly, like in a 3-week and, 4 days of training on this new system. And this new system, we are having issues with getting the information we need. Like the DataFlex system has the information, reports we want and would like, but we need to see if we go back to this. What are our pros? What are our cons?
thing would be is, because you say this system has been used for 2 years?
It's been a year. We haven't used it in a year, and that would be, another thing. How do we then, if we have to migrate backwards, how do we do that?
Yeah, that would be the question. Yeah, how would you, getting data back into this be problematic?
Correct.
Yeah. Just to amplify on what Becky said, that's pretty much the case. We have one of the prior ownership, prior to the 2 years ago. Dan was part of the ownership for 37 years, and they had the DataFlex system. We have Dan coming in once a week, and we were looking at reports and the information that we can't get out of CTEC, the system that was switched to a year ago, and we're starting to trying to press them to modify reports and generate reports reflective of the DataFlex reports. And then Dan, when he was in this week, just said, so what do you need in CTEC that you can't give it up? And I didn't know how to answer that. So right now we paused the quest with CTEC, and we're saying, okay, yeah, what are the warts? What would it look like if we would try to migrate back to this DataFlex, understanding that it's basically the obsolescence of the system is the concern. We understand we're going to have a fair chunk of data entry, or to migrate back, but the problem is with CTEC right now, it's a force fit. As Becky was saying, it was not done well, and all the data is suspect. So we actually are more comfortable, in a sense, going back to DataFlex, knowing that information is intact and we can get the information, but in a timely manner.
Wow.
That makes sense?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
What DataFlex is going to be able to do for you? I mean, we can see it's a DOS program, and I know you're saying that the reports are. How long is that actually going to work? As your operating system migrating up, they're going to keep getting better and better, and that's going to leave your DOS application farther behind and behind. I can see there coming to a point where you might be able to, 3, 4, 5 weeks getting this DataFlex back up, and then going a certain amount of time, then all of a sudden it's not going to be working anymore because it's not compatible with the newer op.
I see.
That would be my that's my scare. That's
now and that's exactly the perspective we're looking for. Thank you, Tim. We did, Ben and I had a quick conversation. Is the visual data, is that the new version, the web-based DataFlex? Is there any chance that would migrate, the DOS would migrate easily to that?
Yeah, there is a chance. There's always a chance.
Look, I have no experience with the DataFlex, Alan, so I'm sorry I can't help you with that, but
no, that's fine.
That.
No, your point is well taken, and that's exactly the kind of concern. Yeah, we don't want to migrate back and then find it's obsolete in 3 years. That's definitely not an option.
I would be guessing shorter than that. Because right now, using XP systems, you are open to viruses and malware, and I don't know if you.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, but on the other hand, I mean, this isn't really web-based. I mean, they don't even really need to go on the internet here. So, I mean, let's just see if we can get it going here.
And then just throw this out. The other discussion, Roberto, the last owner that was there less than 2 years, that pushed the CTEC, was pushing that he had web-based access so he could get into it remotely. That is not a high priority at this point. So kind of thinking out loud, if we can easily migrate back to the old system, generate some the router, the shop floor, and reports for a short period of time, and then intentionally migrate to the updated DataFlex, and maybe that is web-based. That could almost be two steps, I guess, the way I'm envisioning it, but I don't trust your instance better.
So what I'm doing is I'm making a backup of your DataFlex folders, and I'm going to stick it out on Dropbox so that we can get a copy of it. And then we can look at upgrade paths, just like you said, Al, to see if we can get it upgraded. We looked online. There's a pretty good, I don't know if you want to call it a blog or bulletin board kind of thing. We might be able to get a DataFlex consultant to look at it and say, this is a one-day upgrade. This is you can't do it upgrade.
Got it. Okay, I like that thought. Yeah, good approach.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'd hate to go back, and then we can't upgrade, and then we lose a lot.
Right. Yeah, no, we would verify that we can upgrade before we begin.
Right. So, you were using this up until a year ago.
Right.
So, like Tim said, there's still a fair number of questions about licensing and support. Did they actually have support at all, or?
There was one guy, period. One guy. He would come in here and do whatever. If there was questions or issues with it, he would come in and fix it.
So where is he now, Becky?
He's local.
He's still around?
He is local. Yeah, but he is saying that he doesn't have time right at the moment to really do anything.
I wonder if he could just answer some questions like, can we upgrade this?
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
I did speak with him, and he was saying that it could be upgraded, but it would take like a year to do.
Was
Sorry.
that this year?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be just because he doesn't have the time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's another concern. Is we don't want to be tied to anybody. Just a sole individual. Not that I have any problem with this guy, but Becky was describing though, like in the past when there were issues, and there weren't any paramount issues, right, Becky? Eventually it was working.
Right, just little issues, little things that would come up, and then he was the only one that could fix it.
And he wouldn't show Becky how it was job security. So
right.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's the other question: is this something that we should be able to find? Or is that I don't know whether you guys could come up to be proficient or find other people that we're not beholden just to one individual. I realize you want to build a relationship because it's easier because you don't want a different guy having to come in learning curve every time. But is it something that's I guess an opinion? Does it look like something that there should be other providers out there, or what about that concern?
Well, and maybe Tim would be better at this than me. I'm pretty sure. We might be able to migrate it from DataFlex to Access or something else too. I don't know if there's tools out there.
I see.
So.
Okay. All right.
That's another reason for getting a copy of the. So while that's going on in the background, Becky.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take us for a drive?
I'll tell you
what do you want to see?
Off.
All right, Al. Good talking to you. Have a good trip.
Yeah. Hey. Yep. Thank you, Becky. Thanks for handling on this end, and Tim and Ben. Thank you. And then let me know. I appreciate you doing this, but if it gets more involved and, you know, it's going to get this some more serious time, just give us a proposal, you know, of what you think it looks like. And I'll be working with the owners. You know, at this point, we're trying to decide whether we're going to say, you know, back to DataFlex or CTech. So, okay, my other call's coming. Okay, thanks, guys.
All right.
All right.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Alan.
Okay, what do you want to see?
So is this like the main menu when you get in?
No,
What does
this
it look
is
like
not.
when you get in? Do you just press escape or?
Yeah,
Ah.
escape. That's what I did.
So this guy that is the sole guy, is he the guy who wrote this?
I honestly don't know. Somebody wrote it way before my time here. So.
How long have you been there, Becky?
6.5 years.
Okay.
So I'm really basically the one that knows this system. Everybody else, there were 3 owners. They sold to a single owner who only had it for a year. He did not like this. It was outdated for him. He went to the CTech program, but he went quickly. Instead of taking time, he had it done in like 3 weeks and literally a 4-day training. So I've had to manipulate the CTech into what I need. But like I said, this system, I do know this system more aspect of the production side rather than the accounting side. The owner's wife handled all the accounting stuff, and like I said, after they sold, she stayed on for a while. Then when we transferred to the new system, she retired. So I've not really had a lot of the accounting.
So do you use QuickBooks or?
No, CTech has an accounting system in it. So we use, And on the DataFlex, I don't know what she used. I'll be honest. There's supposed to be some sort of something in here, but I really don't know what it is in DataFlex.
All your payables and receivables are in both of these?
Are in CTech, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they used to be in this BIMAC thing?
Yes. She would run checks from here. She would run checks from this. Here I am pointing at my screen. You can't see me. But yeah, she would run checks from the DataFlex. That's what we call it, DataFlex. She would run checks. And invoice right from here. The invoicing is on it was like a three-page invoice thing that you put through the printer, like an old printer. I don't even know what it's called.
Multi-part form kind of thing.
There you go. There you go. That's it. That's how everything was done in here.
Wow.
It didn't do certain things. So we even your packing slips and everything were all multi-form fed through the printer.
So do you still have those forms around?
I do think I have a couple of them.
Yeah, if we go back, then you're going to have to, we'll talk about it, but, unless we upgrade to something that's Windows-based and uses a regular...
Now, do I know that I have the printer? I'm not so sure, actually.
Okay, so
I guess that's something I didn't think about.
Take us for a drive.
Okay, you want to go to invoicing, to parts, whatever. This is the main thing that here. I'll go into engineering, and there's a password for every single menu. Okay. All right. So here, like this here, they're saying that this top page here is what got missed in the other system, so that's why they want to kind of go back this way. But here's just the information. If you hit, I believe it was F7, it's notes for that page. And as you can see, these notes are from 1998. So that's the engineering side of it. And it was done for forecasting purposes. I mean, number of trees, number on a tree, that kind of stuff here. This is all for the purpose of a foundry.
Okay.
Whereas this was completely built for that, and this new system is just a manufacturing system. It wasn't built for us particularly.
Right.
And like
So
I said,
you guys
each
were
time.
trying to force foundry kind of terminology into
Oh, yeah.
manufacturing.
Oh yeah, that's what I've tried to do with the whole thing. It's been kind of crazy.
How close have you gotten?
I can get. I've gotten a lot a lot closer, but it was
Right.
for the longest time it was just me, because the old owners knew they were leaving, and then the new owner, he didn't really do anything. Like I said, he only owned it for 2 years. Now these guys are here with Al, and you know, Al's trying to help me to say, okay, well, this is what we need. How can we? Because it's been an adventure, needless to say.
All right. I'm just gonna upload this file.
Sure.
I think.
And it will probably come, because Dan is here, like I said, once a week. He comes in to kind of help us a little bit. So we are on his. That's why my name said Dan, because I'm on his computer. Because
Yeah, right.
I have a laptop. I don't have this on my laptop.
Okay.
So if you see the email come from Dan, whatever you need.
All right. So I'm copying that file. I don't know that we're going to be able to do anything with it, Tim, but maybe.
Yeah, if we could actually find the files that have the actual raw data, that would be
that's right here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I did a zip of the root of this.
Yeah.
So, which I think is, hopefully the install kit is here somewhere, compiled. Flex. Zip. I don't know.
And I don't know if, you know, I'm not terminology-wise, but I know that when Ron would always come in, he used to say something about the mainframe thing for DataFlex or something.
Back-end database, or?
Pardon me?
Like a back-end database? Did he ever use that term?
I don't know if he used that term explicitly.
Yeah, well,
but
this file share is seemingly on a Windows Server 2008. So
yeah.
Maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah, that's your X drive, I guess.
Right. It's just, I hope the data's in here.
Yeah, look for large files.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, no, I'm pretty sure the data is in here now.
There it is, DAT. We've got, you know, ES detailed DAT, 21 meg. You've got note DAT, 8 meg. There's your data.
Yeah, and it's, you know, like you said, Becky, it's from 2016, December of 2016. So it's like 9 or 10 months ago. Okay. Yeah, I bet this is the data.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're copying all, hopefully. All right. So the question, I guess, becomes, you know, can we get this to a newer version of DataFlex?
Mhm.
And how painful will it be?
Right? Because it was pretty painful for me to switch from this to the other one.
Yeah.
Just FYI, because I'm the one doing all the work.
You got any other questions, Tim? Anything you want to see?
No, we're getting a pretty good idea. I took a few snapshots of some of the forms.
I'm recording this, by the way, so I can put this up on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
At least I think I am.
You know, it's basically, in my mind, I would think that with the security and with the age of it, I would want to upgrade to something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just, you know, the question is, can we do it, or do we have to get a DataFlex person to do it?
You know, you might want to look at the cost of a DataFlex and then the cost of like your system, Dan. And there's also, or an access system. You know, it depends on budget.
Right.
But this is an equal tool. I mean, you need this tool. I mean, you need this data. There's no way.
Yeah, and that's like I said, we do need this data, and there is a lot of. The other thing that happened when they switched over is that some of this data, like POs, never got closed out in this system. Orders didn't get closed out in this old DataFlex system. I'm not sure why they never closed anything or did anything like that. So every single bit of an open PO, everything got transferred over into this new system. So we have, you know, a customer 20 different ways, spelled 20 different ways, a vendor spelled 20 different ways. So nobody really looked at the inside data on this before they exported it and then put it in a different system. So that's
Dan,
really another thing.
Sorry. Yeah, I was saying, Dan, don't you have a system that would duplicate all these functions?
Me? No, I don't have a Foundry system like this. Mine is just, you know, a warehouse management generic inventory system that we customize. But you know, this is really detailed.
Oh, it's very detailed, yeah. And like I said, it's like, you know, if you buy a metal and it's 17-4, somebody put it in as 17-4 in this DataFlex, and somebody else put it in as 17-4. And all of that stuff is still like in there and behind the scenes in here. So if like you're gonna update or move it to something, some of this data is like from the beginning of time.
Yeah.
That really needs to be gone through.
Yeah.
So the date here is interesting.
Yeah.
Dan was in here the other day working on it, getting files to show Al what kind of reports this actually printed out.
Oh, okay. And you think?
So he probably put that date in there.
Huh? There's a place where you can actually set the date.
I think so.
Becky, how many functions does this system work for you? Is it like it's like your, I can see scheduler, materials inventory.
Well, you can put the material inventory in there, but they have to physically do a physical count each month, and then you adjust it each month.
So it's not a perpetual system. It's just kind of a
no, it is not.
Snapshot in time. Huh?
Right.
Keep track of what you've used.
Yeah, you don't.
You should be able to put your orders in there, and it will automatically deduct from your. I mean, that would be nice.
Yeah, it's got
It does material inventory.
And the materials inventory is one of the ones we can go there. I'm
just curious, how widespread is this? Like in the company, like how many functions does it do? Like
it does everything.
Yeah,
it does,
everything.
but it doesn't really. It's not up to date. I guess real time. It's not at all real time. It's all just.
Let me put the question another way. How much do you want this software to do? Do you want to do like accounts receivable, payable, the whole back office, or are you looking just for an inventory product or
order management?
Order management. I mean, you know, because there are a lot of.
I would think that it would have to be all kind of associated with payables, receivables from an accounting standpoint, and looking back at some of the old and the new files of what they need. There's a quoting system in here to quote a new parts, existing parts. So from a production standpoint, that's the reporting that they're wanting to kind of see, but the dollar standpoint and the accounting standpoint is part of some of these reports that they're wanting. So it really has to do it all.
See, because there's, a lot of great accounting packages out there. And for somebody to redevelop this and to create an accounting package for you, that's going to get expensive.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I would think that what if we could find an accounting package, that does all the bells and whistles for you at a decent price, and then we create a specialty app, like a sidecar app that would handle your material inventory and, the other stuff besides accounting, and then we tie the information together.
Yeah,
honestly, that's probably not my call.
Yeah, right.
To be honest with you, that would be more of the owner's call and Al's call. But
I think there's
I'm
a
willing
short-term
to...
problem and a long-term problem.
You got it.
We have a short-term we need to get running, and we need to get the old...
Yeah. The short-term is that they don't know what's going on. Production-wise, production side of things, they don't know where they stand. Right. Honestly, with like a backlog, future orders,
right?
Yeah, kind of things like that. Which this DataFlex didn't show you where at in the process this order really kind of was. You kind of have to manipulate it anyway and go in and change dates based on some formula that they used when they first started this. Like they took a formula that said, okay, a casting takes 6 weeks to make. So every order you put in, it says the same time frame. Then you would go in per order and manipulate dates based on different things that it would take to build this one part.
Update the status.
Mm-hmm. So like if it said certain time frame it gave you was a 6 week time frame, but if you really needed 12 for a particular part, you will have to go in and change it yourself after you get the order. And like I said, I don't know where at behind the scenes it gives you that. Trying to think of where.
Where are the reports?
Let me see if this was it. See, here was the standard. Yeah, here's kind of what it was.
They probably spent a fortune putting this together, huh?
Mhm. And see, some of this stuff is the stuff I never really got into on my end. What did you say you wanted to see?
No, that's okay. Like, can you show us the schedule?
Let me see.
Schedule or main menu?
Let me see if I can. Oh, that's the days off. I don't know if I can get in there. Oh, there where you can change things. But
wow,
it doesn't look like anybody's changed it for a while. I don't know. I mean, I don't know where, why this changed it like that, 11/25/16. Not sure who did that. Because I've never had to get into that whole section. I got into, I'm trying to think.
Print schedule detail. What does it print to the screen at all, or does it only do it?
I don't know. We can try it.
Okay, go ahead. Did you do it? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it printed to it printed to one of those old, trying to think what kind of printers they are, but they go back and forth.
Yeah,
and they're very loud.
Dot matrix.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is. So it didn't print here.
Yeah, right.
Oh, here we go. So here's where it lets you, like what I was saying on the dates, like it gives you whatever the stack formula is that they came up with when they did this. And then say this part, instead of taking 6 weeks, it takes 8 weeks. You have to go into this particular order and change your dates around. To make it in each area. So, and this is one of the things that they're wanting in the back, is because unfortunately CTEC doesn't give you, okay, start this date and finish this date in a certain area, you know, like where it says wax or where it says a sum. That's what they're wanting this new system to do, and it doesn't, because the behind the scenes data is just a 6-week template. You have to manipulate it. And they couldn't figure out a way to manipulate it in this new system.
Yeah.
So, and like I've said all along, it's the system's only as good as the data that you've stuck into it. And the data that was put into it was put in like a 2-week time frame, and it wasn't correct.
Oh, the CTEC one you're talking about now?
Yeah. Because in this DataFlex, I could put the same thing in here, the same part number, I could put it in, like where at the top here it says 551-A. If I put it in as 551, and then somebody else, and I missed the dash, somebody else came in and missed a different dash or put it in. So there are lots of parts, lots of materials, different things in this DataFlex over the 20-some years, I guess, that they've been using it, maybe longer, I'm not sure.
Right.
That is all duplicated.
Yeah, but that's true with any system to some degree.
So then when you put it in the other system, it didn't, like, it didn't see it the way that this...
Did they actually try to do a data transfer, Becky, or did they just input data?
They exported stuff. I'm not sure. Ron was involved in that, the guy that helped with the DataFlex. He was involved, and then the people from CTEC were involved.
But the functionality in CTEC was never there, so I mean, even if you had the data, you couldn't use it.
No, because they didn't put it. I don't know that they didn't. They just didn't put it in where it needed to be or where it needed to fit either.
Well, probably their software didn't have the fields and the function. I'm just guessing, but this is pretty specific to your industry, and I'm sure that
it's very specific.
Yeah, I'm sure the CTEC one is more generic.
Yeah, it reminds me, theirs is more of an assembly line, like they make the same part over and over, that software. Whereas this one, we're not that. We make so many different kinds of parts.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, here's like the accounting aspect of it, I guess. See, there's where you do the packing slips. You just kind of go through and put dates and you know. And then this here, those, like I said, the packing slips and the invoices, they all come numbered. And so you just enter the number there yourself.
Oh, okay. They were pre-printed on the forms.
They're pre-printed forms, yes. So that's it. You hit escape, and it prints it out. Invoicing pretty much the same way. Same exact way.
Becky, you've been in this machining business for quite a while?
No, I've been here about, like I said, almost 7 years.
Oh, okay. Have you ever heard of a Bracalenti Manufacturing?
Bracalenti.
Bracalenti. They're in Trumbauer.
Nope.
Yeah, they do kind of what you do. They're a big CNC shop.
Oh, okay.
They make parts for Harley Davidson, the Air Force. They've even got a plant now in China that they're
Oh.
they are making. They do specialty parts, you know. I did actually a estimator application for them. Oh my gosh, maybe 15 years ago or something. But what I'm thinking is, if I could give them a call and see what software they're using, you know, maybe Alan or you would want to talk to Ron Bracalenti, or that Ron Bracalenti's the owner, and Ken Katz is the VP. Maybe I could talk to them, and maybe they'd have, 15 minutes to, kind of like, hey, well, this is what we're using to do this, because they're a tool and die. They got CNC machines that are just spitting out thousands of parts a day. Everything
a little
from
different than this, but yeah, this is
the
foundry. They're making castings.
Yeah, we do know that there's another foundry close by, and they're getting.
Yeah, Al said something about it.
Yeah, and they were talking that they had looked at Synchrono or something like that.
Right.
And because they pretty much do what we do, but I don't think anybody's looked into that yet. Like I said, we were just trying to get to I think the fastest route to get our information that we need.
You're trying to stop the bleed, right?
Yes.
Now you're bleeding.
Exactly what we're trying to do.
You're hemorrhaging right now.
You got it.
I guess the problem with going back to this, just for the short term, would be somehow you have to get your current data into the system.
You got it.
I have a feeling that's not going to happen. I have a feeling that it would be like they're going to start from today and go forward. You know what I mean? Because I think the old data in CTEC, the new system they have, Tim, is virtually useless anyways.
Yeah.
According to, right, Becky? I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you looked at that? Because.
You want to show us CTEC real quick?
I can. What it is that like and because I'm the one in the office that has looked in DataFlex and sees in CTEC, I see the stuff in DataFlex, and I can tell you where it is in CTEC, but it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
It doesn't work the same way it works in DataFlex as it does in CTEC.
Right.
And does it work at all in CTEC?
Well, kind of it works. Okay, kind of. What happened is in the DataFlex, there is an area that's called pattern, and there's an area for engineering, and then there's like a router, and each of those pretty much contain the same information. Okay, they're just different areas, and it's part of the production. Well, when they transferred all of that stuff over for production into CTEC, they transferred it as one form. Instead of having like 3 forms, they tried to do it into one form, and guess what? It duplicated everything 3 and 4 times.
I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, it didn't just give it, like it just didn't look and say, okay, I need, this is what it says in the engineering and this is what it says in the pattern. Okay, these 2 are exactly the same. We don't want to duplicate that process, but it did. So it would duplicate things 3 and 4 times. So that's why they're saying on the shop floor, they don't have the correct information because it's duplicated. You know what I mean? Yeah, and just like I said, me knowing both systems, but I can show you
Can you bring up CTEC quick?
Yeah,
Is it on this
let
laptop? me
see if I can get it on this one.
Are there any redeeming values of CTEC?
I like knowing where it is. Let me log in. What is my login? Maybe it's, see, I'm not used to logging in on this one. I like the fact that in the back, all right, I'm gonna have to look on my laptop and see what my password is because I don't know it. It just logs me in automatically. In the CTEC, if you move up, like it has different sections in different areas, so I can see where at things are in production. That part I like. I like that it's web-based. So if I have 10 orders and I'm so busy that day, I can do 10 orders at home. The other system I can't.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
You can access it remotely, right?
Right. So I guess that's kind of.
But if we could upgrade your DataFlex thing, the question becomes, can it be upgraded?
Well, and I
don't know why it's not letting me log in because I'm logged in over there.
It doesn't
you would want to take a look at
there it goes.
You'd want to take a look at the new DataFlex system and see if it's going to work for you.
There.
You may look at it and go, I don't like this. You know, so that's something you'd have to look at.
Okay.
Maybe since you like this old DataFlex, the way it works, I mean, that might be a good solution. If they're do the same thinking to the new version, maybe it would be everything you need.
Uh-huh.
You'd have to do is get in touch with like a sales rep. Oh, and I'm sure they're going to tell you it does everything for you.
Yeah, I think
you have to pick up the truth from.
Right. Well, as you can see, our internet's not going to cooperate with us today.
Where's this hosted? Oh, it is. It's a CTEC. So it's actually hosted at CTEC. Huh?
Mhm. Yeah.
We might be taking a lot of bandwidth from you because we're on this virtual screen.
Oh, and that could be, and our bandwidth here is horrible. They're looking into fixing all of that as well. So here's just an order, and see, some of these orders are ones that migrated over from the old system. All of this. Let's go like to.
You're saying there's just a lot of duplicate.
Yeah, and the other thing is that on CTEC, what I don't like is that they have like a production order, and then they have a sales order. So I literally am putting in the order twice.
That's not good.
See the internal customer? See where it says internal?
Yeah.
I'm putting that in, and then I'm putting it in where it actually says customer, where it says voice here at the top. That's the customer's order, and then this is our order, and it's internal what the resale cost is.
That
like
can be
our cost. It's very
problematic.
Yeah, because it's very time consuming for one, because I'm literally duplicating something. Here's a part, and I don't know, they probably, most of these parts, as we have gotten an order for one of these parts, we have really tried to clean up what some of these things say. I like that the pricing is right in there because the DataFlex, you just have to look. It tells you what you sold it for before, but it doesn't tell you, like, okay, your cost built up. It's giving you that. Right. DataFlex doesn't. So then I'm having to, like, manually really re-quote things. But here's, like, when I said there was a pattern and everything, here's where, and like I said, this is probably already cleaned up because we've done this part several times now, and I don't really know what part we haven't. But like right here where it's operation and this is make wax pattern, it would be in 3 areas to make wax pattern in DataFlex. And they transferred all of that. So like you'd see make this wax pattern like 10 times. It was just ridiculous. Now a lot of that I've cleaned up as I get orders. We clean up the parts. But otherwise, I mean, this is the same information that was on the other. If I could look, let me look up this exact part, the 111335. I'll show you on here. And that's the other thing that I like about CTech is I could just put in a part of a number of a part, but in DataFlex it has to be exact, or it won't take it. Like if you don't know that it starts with 3 1s and you only put 2 1s and then a 3, yeah, it won't give you anything. So here is that information, like kind of side by side. So that's what it took. Like all these notes in the DataFlex system, it took it and brought it over into, and that's how it looks on CTech. But like I said, it was in several areas in DataFlex, so it brought it over several times.
Well, we've got a problem.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, looking at this whole
mess,
whole situation here.
Yeah, I think, we can post that on the DataFlex support forum. We've got is there any way to see what version of DataFlex we're running? I wonder.
Go back to your main menu. Maybe there's.
Bet it doesn't. Can you go back, Becky?
Yeah. Do we? There's my main.
What's serial number 23416 mean, do you think? I wonder if that's a DataFlex thing.
That
Maybe.
could be their specific serial number that they license off of.
Yeah, right.
You might be able to find a version maybe in an INF file or something in their root directory. There could be a file that has version information. Like an INI file or something, or I don't know.
Was there something in here? I wonder if that DataFlex 31 means like 3.1 or something.
That could be. That'd be kind of rough.
1D.
Time you got an upgrade, you have to move all your data to a new directory. So that's kind of a strange way to do it, but it might be.
DataFlex environment configuration.
There we go.
Code scan. There's no open with, huh? What does open do?
Good old notepad.
DF31D keeps coming up.
That could be. And there's a DF31D folder up there also. README text. Note to develop. Beta version of 3.1D. There you go. Oh, you should be still. I guess it doesn't tell us really what version we're on now.
I think we're on 3.1D. Could be wrong.
Yeah, well, that's what according to the directory, that's probably. Well, so now that confirms that is your version.
It's kind of neat, the Y2K. All right. It seems like if you've thrown out your printers,
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go look and see if the printer is somewhere here or not. There was only one. There was only one printer that you could print packing slips, invoices, and like they said they were pre-printed forms. The checks were pre-printed. To run like a check, to do payables. The invoice for a purchase order, it was typed on a typewriter. No, I'm not kidding you. I have a girl that helps out part-time. She's a college student that I hired. She's 20, and she about had a heart attack when she first came in and saw the typewriter sitting there. And she started September, October, so right after we got C-Tech. So we still had,
right,
everything sitting there. It was kind of comical.
But not.
Right.
In a sad sort of way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tragic sort of way. All right. Well, we've probably beaten a dead horse here.
Yeah,
Tim, I'll send you. I'll send you that zip file, and then let's reconvene. With trying to figure out how to upgrade or what other package they should look at.
Yeah, probably need to talk to somebody at DataFlex.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, I know that unfortunately, I think Ron, you know, when I talked to him, and like I said, we had one owner that was here for 2 years. Wasn't the best of situations. And he just kind of said, well, here we're switching. And so, you know, when we asked Ron, hey, can we upgrade this? How do we do it? And he's like, oh, well, it might be a year before I could get to you. Some of it may be a little bitterness too. You know what I mean? Because he pretty much.
I mean, do you have his email address, Becky?
Yeah, I do. Let me find it for you.
If you could forward that to us, maybe we could send him a nice, friendly.
Oh, I could do that. Definitely. Not a problem at all. I pretty much.
Although maybe he wouldn't be so friendly, but.
Yeah, he might. But, okay.
It kind of comes down to the philosophical thing. I mean, you've got a really old custom package. You know, do we want to upgrade a custom package, or do we want to just, you know, like Tim said, go with QuickBooks and some other Foundry package that's out there and just start over again? Sounds like CTech is not really a Foundry system. It's more of just a generic manufacturing package.
Right. All right, I just sent that, and I put his name on there and his email.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said.
I do remember Al saying that, you know, there was another company out there that was just upgrading, and it sounded like the perfect software.
And it was Synchrony. That Synchrony or Synchrono or something like that is what they were upgrading to.
Okay. All right. Any more questions, Tim?
No, not for me.
Okay.
Thanks,
Well,
Becky.
thank you for checking into all this. And, you know, if you have any questions, you both, you know, you have my email.
Yeah. Right.
I'll try to answer them the best I can.
Okay, to recap, do we have next steps? What's our next steps? What are we going to be doing?
I think you and I are going to talk
Val,
about,
right?
yeah, I think Tim and I will, you know, talk about who's posting on the DataFlex forums, and you know, I don't think there's going to be too many next steps. Send an email to the Ron guy. To be honest with you, this is the first time I've heard of DataFlex.
New to me.
But it's obviously a decent sized package. So, yeah, Tim, I'll reconvene with you, and
okay,
we'll try to figure out where we can go with this. I'll share that Dropbox file, which is the zip file, with you. And yeah, we'll talk with Al.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
All right, and you guys have everything off here that you need, or do you still need to be on this computer?
I think so.
for a...
No.
Okay.
I think we're done.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky.
Bye.
Bye.